Right, question 3 is a typical exam style question that could come up. So we're given something and we want to turn that into a different equation, and we have a hint using an appropriate trigonometrical identity. Now in core 2 there's two identities that you need to learn for trigonometry, which is sine x over cos x is tan x, and sine squared x plus cos squared x equals 1. Now this equation has cos squared x in it, and this equation has no cos squared x, but it does have a sine squared x. So that's the hint. The one we're going to want to use is sine squared x plus cos squared x equals 1. What do we want to get rid of? We want the cos squared x to go, so we're going to rearrange that to say cos squared x is 1 minus sine squared x. I'm then going to take the equation that I was first given, so 2 cos squared x minus sine x minus 1 equals 0, and I'm going to substitute in, instead of cos squared x, I'm going to write 1 minus sine squared x. So remembering brackets, 2 times 1 minus sine squared x minus sine x minus 1 equals 0. And getting that into the form required, I'm going to leave as an exercise for you, as this just involves expanding the brackets and simplifying. So, it then, part B, gives us a hint. It says hence. Hence means we're going to use the part of the question before. So we're going to use part A. In part A, we got to 2 sine squared x plus sine x minus 1 equals 0. Now this equation has a power of 2, that's the highest power, the sine squared, so it's a quadratic equation. If you find it easier, pick a letter. For example, I'm going to say let s equals sine x, and I'm going to rewrite it using s. So that's 2s squared plus s minus 1 equals 0. Now, I'm just going to use my quadratic equation skills. So I've got to think about, does this factorise? Well, let's have a go. So it's going to be 2s and s. It would have to be 1 and 1 on the end to make them minus 1. Minus means 1's plus and 1 is minus. If I put a plus here, that gives me 2s. And if I put a minus there, that gives me minus 1s in the middle, which makes plus s. So that means s equals a half, or s equals minus 1. But we have to remember, we said s was sine x, so sine x equals a half, or sine x equals negative 1. Now before I go any further, I'm just going to check in the question. So the question said interval 0 to 2 pi, and give each answer in terms of pi. That means it's going to be in radians. So make sure you've put your calculator in radians. Sine x equals a half is going to give us that x is 1 over 6 pi, or 5 over 6 pi. So that 5 over 6 pi is using the rule for the second solution, which is for sine pi minus the first solution. Now, as we're going between 0 and 2 pi, I'm expecting two solutions. So I found two solutions. For sine x equals minus 1, you could use your calculator. If you use your calculator, it will tell you that x is minus a half pi, which is too low. So you'll then have to use the rule pi minus the first solution to get the second one, which is 3 over 2 pi. However, this is one of those values you should know, because you should know that the sine graph looks like this, with 0, 2 pi, 1, negative 1. And so you should know that this value here is 3 over 2 pi, or 270 degrees. So you should be able to write that one down directly. And that's a special case. There's only one solution between 0 and 2 pi, because it's the minimum point of the graph. So that's all my answers.